This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Steve Shanley, back from the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band. Comes in every couple of weeks to tell us about the upcoming concerts in the Municipal Band's Muni Band to their friends season. And this week, is the History Center a new venue for you, or have you been there before?
It is a new venue, Dennis. Thanks for having me in and helping us get the word out about the band. We're not sure how it's going to go yet. I think we're going to be on the lawn on top of a tarp. So we will not be on the normal stage, but we are every summer kind of trying different venues and seeing if anything will work to draw in a little bit more or a different crowd and help us maybe find audience members who haven't found us yet.
Well, I think it's great how you travel the band all over the community and go to different sites and, big parks, little corner parks, parking lots,
schools. Yeah. And that's been a mission of the band for, at least the last 50 years, that was something the previous conductors and the band commissions found important, which was to take the music to different parts of the city. And so everybody could enjoy it and not necessarily just have one central location or one location that only, was close proximity to a few.
So what's on the program this week?
This week, we've got the Iowa State bassoon professor, Kevin Judge, in to play some Mozart. We haven't played any Mozart in a while, so there's a pretty famous Mozart bassoon concerto that he wrote for orchestra that we have a band arrangement for. Kevin's great. Everybody's going to love him. He frequently plays over here in Orchestra Iowa and the Waterloo Cedar Falls Symphony. So many of our audience members will recognize Kevin. We've also got a young artist competition runner-up. Callie Fay, who's a flutist from Xavier, will be joining us to perform the Carmen Fantasy. And that's one of those that you might not think you know that, but you do. You'll recognize a lot of the melodies from that have become popular in commercials and TV and film over the years. So every summer we showcase the young talent we have in our community, and we just never run out. In fact, I don't have enough spots to get them all in. For our young artist competition this year, we had over 20 students audition, and I'm not kidding. Any one of them would have been great.
Wow.
As
that's
winners
awesome.
with the band, we could have featured all of them. So got Callie in. Also,
how many past young artist winners are now members of the band?
That's an excellent question.
I'll
have to look into that. Quite a few of them.
I can think of a couple, three off the top of my head from just the last couple of years.
Yes, and at the very least, almost all of them end up on the substitute list and then play with the band. But yeah, I would say most of them ended up performing with the band as members or subs at some point. So that's good. I'll have to go back in my records and check that out.
I'll bet your alumni records or your alumni appearances are pretty good.
They are. I bet they are too. Yeah. So we've also got some Star Wars music, which I was about to say. We've got the new Star Wars movie coming out, but I have a feeling I'm going to be able to just say that every summer for the next 10 or 15 years, as long as it's profitable for Disney. But this music is one of each piece from each of the three prequels, Episode 1, 2, and 3, which a lot of people like to sit around and debate the quality of the films themselves, but there's really no debate. The music from all three of those is outstanding, of course.
I agree. I've always, the music is one of the highlights.
Matter
of fact, maybe the highlight of the prequel
movies.
Yeah. Certainly the music is a highlight of the first.
Yes. The Duel of the Fates sort of saved that one,
which is the music that goes along with the big lightsaber battle with Darth
finale
Maul
with Darth Maul, with the choir and everything. So you'll hear that. You'll hear Across the Stars from the kind of the most famous one from Episode 2. So looking forward to sharing that, and then also our jazz fans probably recognize the name Astor Piazzolla, who was a prolific composer of tangos, but also a fine improviser in his own right, and sort of became beloved by the jazz community. So we've got his street tango that we're going to play, which features a little flugelhorn and a little clarinet. So those concerts will be this Wednesday at the History Center. And if you would like to arrive early and listen to me blab a little bit about Astor Piazzolla and John Williams and a little about the history of the municipal band, please do so. That'll be about 6:30. I'm not sure exactly where that talk is happening, if it's in the History Center itself or if I'm standing out in the parking lot yelling or what the deal is. But come to the History Center. We'll have signs or someone to direct you if you'd like to come hear that. And then the concert at 7:30. And then and then this coming Sunday at Ellis Park. And at 6:30, we'll have the CR Jazz Big Band. We'll be performing a prelude concert under the direction of Joe Perea, and then our concert at 7:30 at Ellis Park.
All right. And what's coming up next week?
Then we get into week 4. Not quite. Sometimes week 4 ends up being Patriotic Week. It's not quite this year, so we got one more week before that. We've got a week from Wednesday. This will be June 26th at McGrath Amphitheater, which is one of my favorite venues to play. The stage sounds so wonderful. Our sound technicians love it there. It just makes the band sound wonderful. It was so well designed. And then a week from this Sunday at Beaver Park, and we're featuring the Young Artist Competition winner, Jaden Hanson, who was just graduated from Linn Mar, horn player, and he's playing a super flashy and fun horn concerto by the Hungarian composer Frigyes Hidas, which everyone's going to love that. Jaden's outstanding. Looking forward to featuring him. Also, some of our KCCK listeners know about Drew Morton, fine bass player who's played with many groups around the corridor here, and his wife Shivan is the principal flutist in our band. And I asked,
a past Corridor Jazz project artist.
Yep, past
both
Corridor
of them, in fact,
artists. Yep. So we will. I asked her to play a solo with the band, and she has kind of a cool arrangement of Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers, and she asked if she could bring Drew along to play as well, and I'm certainly not going to turn that down. So looking forward to featuring Shivan and Drew on probably, I think this will probably be the first Bill Withers that the band has played since I've begun conducting anyway.
And you don't get flute and bass duets very often.
Flute and
either.
bass duets with improvisation accompanying the band.
That is pretty much the polar opposites of any band.
It is, yes. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be great fun for us. And then Lesley Fleer, my friend from Kennedy, who's also principal oboe player in the band. I've asked her to guest conduct a piece. It's kind of a Spanish march, Paso Doble, which will be a lot of fun. And then this past year was Leonard Bernstein's 100th birthday, so we thought we would honor him a little bit this summer, and that week we're going to do a selection. It's called West Side Story Selection, but it's actually a gigantic medley of everything that you know, all of West Side Story condensed into 10 minutes, so you'll hear that as well.
Okay, well, as always, great programs coming up. So we talked about 4 different concerts, 2 programs, Wednesday and Sunday each week, and have gone through those. So if people can't remember which songs are on which program, they can visit your website, which is
crmuniband.org, or do a Google search on Cedar Rapids Band, and I think we should be the first or second hit.
And you can follow the band on Facebook or Twitter, too, because that's where the weather announcements come first.
Yes, and Instagram for our...
Oh, that's right, and Instagram.
Yes. We've got a social media person, Rob Klein, who's been doing an awesome job this summer getting the word out and coming up with far more charming posts than I would be able to do. So we're grateful to have Rob on the team now, too.
All right. Thanks, Steve. We'll see you back in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Dennis.
Steve Shanley with Cedar Rapids Municipal Band. Again, crmuniband.org if you'd like to know more. You can hear the Culture Crawl through the week on KCCK at 10:20 a.m. or download the podcast. Never miss an episode. And get that on your favorite podcast app or at kcck.org/culture. I'm Dennis Green.